on, guys? Stevie with Bion Strength and Conditioning. Today what we're going to do is we're going to discuss our overhead position. We're going to use a couple different tools. We're going to use a Supernova or a softball. We're going to use a lacrosse ball, and we're going to use a barbell as well. We're first going to start off with an assessment of our overhead position, what some of our faults might look like, and then we're going to discuss what a more ideal position might look like. I'm just going to have him raise his arms right overhead. We can see from here that his elbows bow out a little bit. What we really are looking for is the elbows to lock out, thumbs to be pointed backwards, and the arms to be right next to the ears. Side view from that, as you can see as well again, that the elbows bend. He's arching his low back slightly. We're looking for a neutral spine. So the first way we're going to do this is take a kneeling position with a bench in front of us. That way we can lean over, drive the chest into the ball, and then work ourselves through some ranges of motion. So as Tommy comes down and over, he's getting right into the top part of that shoulder, right underneath his clavicle, and then he's going to work on ranging his arm through some motion. So he's going to work on opening out to the side, working to go overhead, because as we try to work on increasing ranges of motion for certain positions, we want to try and mobilize in those positions. So if we're trying to gain overhead motion, we want to work in overhead positions. So he's slowly going to scrub through that upper pec. He's going to take some big deep breaths in. He's going to drive his chest harder and deeper down into the ball. And then he's going to hold that there for about 4 seconds. After about 4 seconds, he's going to take a nice slow exhale. And he's going to move his arm through some greater ranges of motion after that exhale. And then same thing, just working through some different areas. So starting a little bit closer to the shoulder, working himself a little bit closer to the midline. So our second intervention is going to be using a barbell in the rack. We're going to try and attack our traps and our upper shoulder a little bit. What we're working on is getting underneath the barbell. As we rest the barbell right on top of the trap, we're trying to let that same arm relax, holding and controlling the barbell with the opposite arm. Same thing with our breaths. We're trying to control our breathing. We're trying to take a nice deep breath in, trying to contract into the barbell for a couple seconds. And as we are exhaling, we are trying to let that shoulder drop lower and lower with the exhale. And we can slowly roll that barbell down lower and lower onto the trap, closer towards the shoulder joint, to try and hit different parts of our upper trap and our neck area. We're going to be going through our scaps now with the lacrosse ball. We'll be starting is right underneath the trap, right where we had the barbell, and we're going to work our way down between the spine and the shoulder blade. So as we're laying on top of that ball, again, our breaths are important. We're contracting into the ball with every breath, and we're moving our arm through some ranges of motion as we are working on our exhale. So if you find certain spots in your upper back that seem to be more aggravating than others, spend another minute or two or take an extra breath or two in those spots to really try and loosen up and free those ranges of motion up. Alright, staying with the lacrosse ball, we're going to work more of our lateral seam now. So our lat and our rotator cuff. We're going to place the ball right underneath our scap. Laying on our back, we're going to rotate on top of the ball, keeping our arm overhead, nice and tall. We're going to try and keep as much pressure into the ball as we can, taking our deep breath in, contracting into that ball, relaxing, letting ourselves droop deeper into that ball and letting our bodies mold over it, working a little bit of some rotation through that shoulder position. Now going into the back of the shoulder, we're up a little bit higher now, so instead of being underneath the scap, the bottom of the scap, we're attacking that posterior shoulder head, a little bit lower, right near the armpit. We're going to lie on our side into a sleeper position, and then we're going to work on internal and external range of motion with that ball sitting right in the back of that rotator cuff. And there you have it, guys, a handful of drills that you can do to improve your overhead range of motion and get a little bit more pain-free in the shoulders. So if you guys like what you saw, hit the like button below, hit the subscribe button up top, and check back in each week for new videos. If you have questions about something, comment below on what you want to see more of.